In this video, we're going to talk about one of my favorite ways to bring you as the patient and your own sovereignty and your own body's intuition back into the clinical protocols, to the program, and that is muscle testing. So when I first got exposed to muscle testing, it was about 20 years ago, and I had my daughter and completely crashed after that pregnancy. Hashimoto's, psoriasis, sinus problems. They told me I needed eye surgery. And I went to a lot of different practitioners, and the traditional practitioners, I had no choice because I was bad. And they basically were of no help. So my friend was going to close her practice at the time. She was an eye doctor. And she told me that she went to a clinic in Arizona and they told her, you guys, there's a guru in Clearwater. So, which is not far from Tampa, about 30, 40 minutes. So I went to see this practitioner and he did muscle testing. So I lay down on the table, and muscle testing essentially is a reflex. So it's kind of like when a doctor taps on your knee and it kicks. It's actually an involuntary reflex. So you can't control it. And you guys can try it at home. You can have somebody push on your arm and then bring something in your energy field that's not good for you. It could be a cell phone, it could be sugar. Hold it up and have that person try to push again. And you'll see there'll be a weakness because the nerve gets influenced. So you can be an old lady or you can be Hulk, and it doesn't matter because it's not the strength of your muscle. It's actually the nerve, just like your knee goes and kicks when it gets tapped. So he did all this testing where he's literally pulling on my arm and then putting different supplements in my energy field, because we have a physical vessel and we have an energy field. This is a way to ask your energy field. So it is a co-partnership where the doctor or healer is working with your body, your knowledge, your innate knowing. And he pulls on my arm, he does all this stuff for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. And then he sat me at the desk across from him and he looked at me and he said, wow, how are you functioning? And I started to cry because I had already been studying functional medicine. I already had done all my labs. I'd already taken all the supplements. I'd already seen all these doctors. Nobody could help. And they all told me I was fine. But he saw it. It was the first time he saw how bad I felt. He put me on 9 million different supplements. I will tell you that. But they were only for short periods of time, and I started getting better. So at that time, I had to go back to my family, my dad, a mathematician, my husband at the time is a tax attorney, and tell them, I'm going to be offering this. I believe in this. It involves selling a lot of supplements. And they both pushed back and said, that's going to mess with your credibility. You went to Emory Medical School. And I just stood my ground because it was the first time I felt heard and I felt better. So I started sending patients to get this skill, this utilization of this technique for adding on to what I was doing. And fast forward now, that same doctor has been by my side in my clinic for over 14, 15 years. I have found the collaboration between different healers and the collaboration between a healer and you is the best way for the body to heal. I think it outshines most of the diagnostic tests. You do have to be careful because it is a operator dependent, meaning if the practitioner performing muscle testing is not of loving and healing intent, or if the patient doesn't believe any of it, it's a no-go. So you want to make sure everybody's open, you've got the right type of healer, and you will go far with muscle testing. What it does is it taps into your nervous system for real-time answers by using that reflex, and it works. And it can just go deeper. We can still use your labs. We can use your history. We can use different results to kind of build out a bigger collaborative picture. So I've seen everything from organ stress, toxins, nutrient issues, sensitivities get better with the utilization of muscle testing. And I think, honestly, if you can just be open, don't even bother if you're waiting to see the controlled clinical trials because they're not out yet. Someday I hope we can have them, but it's very hard to control for thoughts. So again, like I said, if the patient doesn't believe in it, or if the practitioner is not of pure intent, the accuracy is going to be down. So if you find somebody you really trust, there are some courses where you can learn how to do it on your own at a very basic level as well. There are limitless capacities and capabilities and ways that you can utilize this technique. So be open-minded, understand that as we move forward in trying to bridge the medical system, this broken traditional medical matrix we've lived in, as we try to bridge it back to some balance with healers of the past, what if the original healer is actually you? It's your innate knowing, it's your innate blueprint. It's your body has the knowledge. And we get glimpses of it with our intuition, but then we get with it's all in your head or whatever other medical gaslighting has occurred because they just don't know what to do. What if there's a way to have synergy again, right? Where we can work in collaboration. And I think muscle testing is that way. Try it. Let me know your questions. Happy to share my experiences with it.